My wife cheated on me. After 14 years of marriage, she became financially independent and covered our family financially. My wife and I of 32 years cheated on me with her subordinate at work due to loss of attraction. That happened because she was the one leading in some areas of our life. Hi all. It will be a long read as nuances matter in my story. Me and my wife first met at the university, not in USA, when we were 16 years old. After that she distantly liked me for about 2 years, but I did not really know her well. Then we connected and fell deeply in love. Yup, we were young, but still. I was a high-achieving, top student in the university. With multiple, very rare skills for my age, lots of hobbies, music, sports, etc., extracurricular activities and achievements. At most stages of my life, everyone I got acquainted to seemed to have a very high expectations of me. She was a top student as well, but with less skills and interests at the time. I always had interest from girls. I was tall, handsome, blue-eyed fit guy, so I did not need to do much. She was very beautiful as well, angel-faced girl with blue eyes and a great body. In my 3rd year at the university I found my first job. She started to work as well. While I was moving between my first 3 jobs, I was an early achiever. I founded my first startup at the age of 19 with my friends. The startup took much time and energy from me at different stages of my life. Without success, we will get back to that later. At age 22, we got married. That was the first time we had actual sex. I know, it's so weird, as we were from a very traditional society. I planned a surprise trip to Europe and asked her to marry me in a very romantic setting. I helped her to land her first and second corporate jobs by recommending her and later helping her prepare presentations. She was a great prospect and she thrived. Soon after the marriage I had to leave my job, as the project I was leading was shut down. I got back to the aforementioned startup and lost 1.5 years on it, whereas she continued to thrive in her job and got financially independent. As I worked on my startup, it could barely support myself financially and did not have money to spend on us and her as much as I wanted to. As she was the one who got financially independent after our marriage, we never created a shared account or budget, which appeared to be crucial at later stages of our lives. At 24, she got pregnant. We moved to another country briefly and came back after 6 months. While being there, I got a message from some woman stating that my wife was meeting another guy. At first I did not believe it, but after confronting her she confessed that she was just platonically involved with a high school sweetheart and that she ended that relationship half a year ago. The news shook me. I fell into depression. I felt like a failure in both relationship and career. However, at the time I did not recognize that it was depression, as emotional health was not a much discussed topic in our society. As we came back to the country, she started a new job, but it did not work out and for the first time in her life, she was left without income. However, I had already started a good job at a big startup with quite a good income and sustained us for several months before she got a new job, which I helped her to land by preparing some files and presentations. However, history repeated itself and the startup I worked for was shut down, after which I started individual consulting business, which generated quite a good income. During this period I got somatic symptoms of depression and was treated with antidepressants, but no therapy was involved. I had gained considerable weight, my hair receded a lot, perfect timing. Anhedonia settled in. I abandoned all my hobbies, stopped going out with my friends, stopped caring about my appearance. That also changed my attachment style, as I became anxious. I was always secure before. All I wanted to do was to come home after the stressful day and be at home with my wife and child. That was all that brought me happiness. Later on, about 1 year after having a baby, my wife confessed to me that she met the same person again several times, but ended things for the good and was not going to see him ever again. My mistake was not to dig deep into details and find out what was missing in our relationship. I just assumed it would be a lesson for her and she would never do it again. About 2 years ago, she changed her job and became a head of one of the biggest organizations in her field. Her income rose significantly. I founded my consulting agency, which started off really nicely, but got hit by the pandemic. However, it finally became successful in recent months. During last several years, I covered monthly mortgage and basic financial needs of our family as she had more freedom to spend on other, mostly more pleasurable things and activities. Therefore, she was the one to initiate weekend getaways, trips, etc. Moreover, I was not able to plan vacations, as she had to spend 1 month abroad with her mother due to visa requirements. She mostly went there alone. This shifted the power dynamic, as she would make more decisions. At the same time I felt as I was not able to provide us the lifestyle that I wanted, be as romantic as I wished to be. But I compensated that by being a loving, caring and supporting husband and father. She became more and more active on social media. She looked as great as ever, beautiful, sexy, charming. She started new hobbies and became very good at them. During that period, I found out that she flirted online with several men. But she apologized and told me that she thought that was nothing serious and she would stop acting that way. About 6 months ago, she called me, cried and told me that she had to tell me something. I met her at lunch and that's when she admitted that she lost attraction towards me. And it has been that way for several years already. That was the first time she said there was anything wrong with our relationship. I asked her for reasons and she vaguely pointed to my appearance. She did not say anything else, so I asked her to wait for me and decided to get in shape. She agreed. I lost considerable weight, my business got better, my projects became viral, I finally got success from my initiatives. I could provide us a lifestyle I wanted. But that cost me a lot. If I chose a stable, corporate life instead of entrepreneurship, I would have been so much ahead financially so much earlier. But that's when the worst happened. One night, as I woke up and I came out to the living room, I found my wife FaceTiming with a smile on her face. As she saw me, she quickly ended the call and said goodbye to her mother. However, I instantly knew something was off. I confronted her, took her phone and demanded from her to tell me what was going on. She resisted for about 15 minutes, but later she broke down in tears and told me everything that she didn't tell me before. She had an ongoing, full-blown affair with her work subordinate that I knew for 2 months already, and she fell in love with him. They had sex several times in the car on the way from her work to our house. My life was shattered. She pulled a rug beneath my feet when I loved her with all my heart. I was enraged, but that lasted no more than 2 hours. After that, deep sadness settled. We spent the next day together. She was deeply remorseful and wanted to make sure that I was not going to leave her. I left home for 2 days to cool off and we agreed to talk when I would be back. She told AP that she was choosing the family and ended things. However, they still work in adjacent rooms. And she is still attracted to him. As I returned, I asked her what she was thinking. At first she said that she would be forever faithful. But then she paused and told me that she had rehearsed this line many times, but that she would not be honest if she promised. She said was not happy and was tired of wearing the happy wife mask for so long. Did anyone ask her to act that way? During the following weeks we had several deep discussions. I wanted to know what was the main issue in our relationship, what was the reason she lost attraction. She had not thought about the details, but I dug deeper to find answers. As it appears, she liked me leading the relationship both financially and in terms of decision making. As the dynamic shifted, she tried to remove this expectation from our relationship, but when she did, that's when she stopped respecting me and consequently lost attraction towards me. She despised that she had to work when I did not choose to work in the same environment and followed my ideals. Also, she thought I did not want to be socially active, to look good and be a respected person in our social circle. Why did not she communicate her unmet needs during these years? Her answer was she thought it was obvious, and more than that, she did not have guts to do so. Also that she did not know how depression affects people, but now she does. She talked about our relationship issues only with her female coworker, one more red flag, who had depressed, jobless husband. That girl would project her reality on our relationship as well. She was always envious of my wife and displayed that on multiple occasions, but my wife did not see that clearly until recently. However, she continues to be friends with her on some level. On the contrary, I never discussed our relationship with any of my friends. After initial talks, my wife said she was not ready for any decision and we decided to go to individual therapists. She also agreed to couples counseling. During the following weeks, I was deranged. Initially, I decided to go no contact. But did not like that idea and chose to start dating my wife again, to remind her of the past days and who I really was before depression. After several days, she told me it was the first time in forever that she felt something while hugging and kissing me, but attraction was still not there. She said she thought not everything was lost. And that she felt calm after telling me all the truth, the feeling she did not have for many years. However, during some of our meetings I secretly checked on her phone, then became jealous and that changed our dynamic once again. At the moment, we meet about 2 times a week with and without child. We hug, kiss, even dance sometimes, but she does not want to be together at the moment. She does not know anything about the future, she did not make any decision. She even told me to date other women so that she would not feel as guilty and would know that I am okay. She says I am her soulmate, her person, but has no attraction towards me, which she found is very important for her. She loves me but is not in love with me anymore. She also says she has feelings for him. Yes, I was not a perfect partner, I was depressed and not living up to my potential, but I never stopped being a hard-working, attentive, loving, supportive husband and father. I never deserved this. The person she is now, the skills she has, the ideas she follows were greatly influenced and provided by me. She even said herself that she surely would not be where she is in life without me. I, on contrary, would be much further in life if I felt true support and partnership from my wife. I still love her deeply. I never lost attraction, never searched for any flaws in her. I put her on pedestal. When couples counselor asked her about me, she said, "He is the nicest, most genuine person, kind, intellectual, great father and a great human." As for what she did not like in me, she said I did not take care of myself and was too oriented on her. That I was too scrupulous in some things. A typical nice guy description, which I despise. I know I let her disrespect my boundaries on multiple occasions. I know she has some skewed image of me in her mind after years of discussions with her friend and due to my depression. I know she acted very selfish, but I still deeply love her even with her limitations. The thing is that she has very high standards in all areas of her life. She is very disciplined, very professional, truthful, caring and kind to other people, very gifted, artistic, full of life and positive energy. I am the only person that she treated with lowest standards. I would love her to truly realize what she has done, how low she fell. To work on herself and grow as much as possible. However, at the moment I am the only one reading relationship and self-discovery books, watching videos. That has been the case as long as I remember. I would spend hours on understanding things and she would get the main takeaways from me. The only thing I know I should do and try to do is to concentrate on myself, to become the best version of me as soon as possible. But the pain is insufferable. I can't sleep. I can't concentrate on my work. I somehow managed to bury the images of affair deep in my mind not to get flashbacks. But I don't want to lose her. I know if she tried we could work things out, we could rekindle the fire, but I can't make that decision on her behalf. I never told this story to anyone other than the therapists. I don't know what do I expect from you, advice, support or reality check. I just needed to tell it to someone. Comments. 1. Sir, your wife has been up to a lot more than she lets on. And she is blaming it all on you. File. 2. Mate, the best advice I can give you is to cut contact with her, no kiss, nothing outside of the kids stuff. Take some time off to heal, repair your self-respect, taking care of yourself, etc. Even if you seem naive enough to go back with her after that, when you could find someone that truly loves you and supports you, at least you will feel better in your skin. Mate, please, don't be naive. We all know she isn't telling you the all truth. But you need to face reality. Actions have consequences. She destroyed the marriage and you can't undo that. You're in your 30s, you can still find someone that loves and respects you, support you, and communicate, etc. 3. Main issue is that she is not remorseful and she is broken. There is nothing you can do to help her here. She's already going through IC and the results are not good for reconciliation. You will have to be the bigger person here and lead the divorce. 4. Sorry to say this, but your marriage is over and please do not stay because of your child. For have you checked if the child is even yours? I would consult a lawyer and get an appointment for the doctor to get an STD check. I would first serve her the paper and maybe inform the company HR. Concentrate on your own health and kick her out. Good luck. 5. It sounds like when things didn't work out for you, she lost respect for you, as she said, and she was never really honest or loyal. For now, she will try to keep you within her reach, but only as long as it doesn't require much from her in terms of effort. There's probably no reason to believe she'll be faithful either. She doesn't respect you, so she's not going to respect any boundaries either. DNA test for the child, start talking to a lawyer and come up with an exit strategy. Focus on yourself and your child. Hit the gym and get some individual counseling. I suspect that if you ever reach the point where she respects you again, you'll finally come to understand that she's not worthy of your respect. 6. You'll finally come to understand that she's not worthy of your respect. This right here. No self-respecting wife would have ever cheated on their spouse, no matter how much they were down. I'm realizing this myself while going through it now. The respect was never there to begin with, and you married someone that was hidden for so many years. So sorry this has happened to you. Stick around this forum. It's got some good stories to help you relate to and a lot of good people ready to help whenever/wherever they can. 7. She used you. It was all give and no take. She stripped your manhood and you caved. Brother, I have went through the same for 26 years. In the end you didn't lose much. She's beautiful, but there are a lot of attractive, good women out there that won't just use you. 8. I'm sorry to say it, but you've just been friend-zoned, from husband and lover to friendship. It's time to move on and get back to being that guy everyone wants to be with. OP, yup, I did. But it's her loss more than mine. She will eventually realize, but it will be too late. 9. That is the only way to go. Take back the power. 10. OP, you just outlined exactly what you should do by starting immediately and not accept anything less from yourself. Limit your interactions with your wife, and the ones you do have should be gray rock in attitude. Blast away at improving yourself and move forward. You may or may not decide to make the effort with your wife in name only. Chances are good that you will choose not to. 11. I think you're looking for sympathy or remorse from someone who's incapable of having it for you. If she does have any empathy, it's in the same way you might feel bad for an employee you have to terminate for poor performance. She feels justified in her actions, she isn't. You can't live up to expectations you don't know are there. You did everything you could know to do for your relationship. Her failure to communicate her grievances/needs isn't on you. More than everything else, loving her isn't enough to fix your marriage, and loving her isn't a good reason to try again or attempt to repair things. Walk away now. It will hurt, but it'll hurt less than trying to drag this out. You can't have anything meaningful without a basis of respect, and she said herself she doesn't respect you. 12. Man, the biggest sin in the world is cowardice. Then the lies follow. Cowardice and lies lead to betrayal of yourself and others who trust you. Your wife betrayed herself first of all because she is afraid to live openly with the person she fell in love with. Then she betrayed you with her lies, hiding her affair and not admitting that she does not feel sexual attraction to you for a long time. And now she is monkey branching between her passion to AP and soulmate, i.e. you. It seems so childish, as if she is teenager. First of all, stop blaming yourself for supposed mistakes. Your affair did not happen for some apparent reason, it is your conscious choice. This is not a temporary delusion, this is a key feature of her character, her morality. How could a self-respecting adult woman be involved in such a situation? Her twisted morality cannot be corrected by the simple manipulations used during counseling to effect so-called reconciliation. Her morality makes it easy to do what she wants, regardless of the feelings of others. She doesn't consider it as a sin or a wrongdoing. She didn't even think that her deception could hurt you. And she won't feel pain either if you cheat on her with another woman or women. She is from another, inverted world, the world of those who are not able to love deeply and for a long time, who cannot be devoted to a partner and put family first, no matter what temptations surround them. All of us here in our community are men and women who have trusted cheaters, continued to love them unselfishly, and have paid for it with suffering, illness, emotional upheaval, destroyed families, painful relationships with children, and often loneliness for the rest of our lives. Since you have joined us, it means that you really feel awful, but do not wait here for a magic advice that will immediately and forever save you from pain. You must, like all of us, go through your own long and difficult path, at the end of which no one guarantees either happiness or peace. Everything depends only on you, on your inner strength and ability to love yourself and those who deserve it, despite the fact that the life around you is a huge mess. Start by asking yourself with a cold mind and eyes open, whether she is the woman whom it is comfortable for you to be around with now and will be comfortable in the future, leaving aside what is called love, affection, longing between you and your wife. These feelings definitely don't exist and will not be. Are you now in a comfort zone for you too? Obviously not, and will you be able to create such a comfort zone in the future? Answer both of them honestly and act without hesitation. In order to prevent that nothing like this happens again in the future, learn the 3 rules of survival in this crazy world. 1. Don't believe anything and don't trust anyone. 2. Don't be afraid of anything. 3. Don't ask anything from anyone, don't beg anyone to do or not to do something. Hope is the only thing that prevents us from giving up and forces to fulfill our duty to the end. Brother, never lose hope, which promises us that even though life is not easy, everything is possible: love, serenity, peace, self-respect, and even happiness. And why not? 13. This isn't because of you, she is blaming you to ease her own guilt. She is blaming you because she is weak and abusive. No amount of job loss, weight gain or loss, etc. makes it someone's fault to be cheated on. She could have come to you years ago before the first incident and left, and that was before the job changes and lifestyle changes too, right? She used you so clearly, she liked a lot you had to offer. I'm so sorry, this must be unbelievably painful, but if you stay you'll continue to be her punching bag. The man she leaves on the shelf to be battered and alone while she goes and does whatever the hell she wants.